For centuries, the legend of Atlantis has fascinated historians, explorers, scientists, and conspiracy theorists alike. A civilization said to be more advanced than any other in the ancient world, swallowed whole by the sea in a single catastrophic day and night. Most people have dismissed the story as a myth, nothing more than an allegory invented by the Greek philosopher Plato over 2,000 years ago. But what if Plato wasn't inventing a story? What if he was preserving a memory? In recent years, a series of astonishing discoveries beneath the ocean floor, strange satellite images, and newly analyzed ancient texts have reignited one of history's greatest mysteries. Some researchers now believe there may actually be evidence pointing toward the existence of a real lost civilization buried beneath the waves. And if they are right, the implications could rewrite everything we know about human history. The story of Atlantis first appeared in two dialogues written by Plato around 360 BCE, Timaeus and Critias. According to Plato, Atlantis was a massive island nation located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which most historians interpret as the Strait of Gibraltar. Atlantis was described as a powerful empire filled with magnificent temples, enormous canals, advanced engineering, and incredible wealth. The Atlanteans supposedly ruled large portions of Europe and Africa before becoming corrupt and power-hungry. Then came the disaster. Plato claimed that violent earthquakes and floods struck suddenly, causing Atlantis to sink beneath the ocean in a single day and night of misfortune. For centuries, scholars argued that Plato created Atlantis as a moral lesson about arrogance and greed. The question remains, why would he go to such lengths if Atlantis never existed? One of the strongest clues supporting the Atlantis theory comes from the ancient Mediterranean civilization known as the Minoan civilization. Centered on the island of Crete, the Minoans flourished around 2000 BCE and possessed surprisingly advanced technology for their time. They built multi-story palaces with plumbing systems, vibrant frescoes, organized cities, and a thriving maritime empire. Then, around 1600 BCE, disaster struck. The volcanic island of Thera, modern-day Santorini, experienced one of the largest eruptions in recorded human history. The explosion generated massive tsunamis and ash clouds that devastated nearby civilizations. Some historians believe this catastrophe may have inspired the Atlantis legend. The similarities are impossible to ignore, a sophisticated island culture destroyed suddenly by a catastrophic natural disaster. Could the destruction of the Minoans have evolved into the story of Atlantis passed down through generations before reaching Plato centuries later? But the Atlantis mystery goes far beyond the Mediterranean. In 2011, researchers studying satellite imagery near southern Spain identified unusual geometric formations buried beneath marshlands in Dinana National Park. The structures appeared circular, eerily resembling Plato's description of Atlantis with concentric rings of land and water. Archaeologists discovered remnants of ancient settlements nearby, suggesting that a civilization may once have thrived in the region before being destroyed by a massive tsunami. Some experts believe this area could represent survivors of Atlantis who fled after the original city sank beneath the sea. Ground-penetrating radar later revealed additional buried structures hidden beneath layers of mud and sediment. While mainstream archaeologists remain cautious, the findings added fuel to the growing debate. Were these merely natural formations or the remains of a forgotten civilization lost to time? Another shocking discovery came from deep beneath the Atlantic Ocean itself. Marine geologists mapping the ocean floor near the Azores Islands discovered enormous underwater plateaus and unusual rock formations. Some independent researchers argued that these structures resemble roads, walls, and even pyramids. In 2013, news spread rapidly online after reports emerged of a massive pyramid-like formation detected off the coast of the Azores. The structure supposedly stood nearly 200 feet tall and appeared remarkably symmetrical. Although experts later suggested the formation was likely volcanic in origin, believers in Atlantis pointed to the discovery as another piece of a growing puzzle. The Azores sit along the mid-Atlantic ridge, a region of intense tectonic activity. If a large island civilization once existed there thousands of years ago, earthquakes and volcanic eruptions could theoretically have submerged it beneath the sea. Even more intriguing are the discoveries made near the coast of Japan at the mysterious underwater site Kn. known as Yonaguni Monument. Divers first discovered the massive stone formations in 1986 beneath the waters near Yonaguni Island. The site features enormous terraces, sharp angles, stair-like formations, and what appear to be carved pathways. Some researchers argue the structures are natural sandstone formations shaped by ocean currents and earthquakes. Others insist they show unmistakable signs of human construction. If the Yonaguni structures were man-made, they would date back more than 10,000 years, far older than most known civilizations. That possibility has led some theorists to wonder whether advanced societies existed long before accepted history suggests. Could Atlantis have been part of a forgotten prehistoric world erased by rising seas at the end of the last ice age? Modern technology has also transformed the search for Atlantis. Advanced sonar mapping, underwater drones, and satellite imaging now allow scientists to explore parts of the ocean once completely inaccessible. In recent years, researchers have discovered entire submerged landscapes beneath seas around the world. Off the coast of India, underwater ruins near the Gulf of Khumbat sparked controversy after sonar scans revealed geometric patterns resembling city streets and buildings. Artifacts recovered from the seabed appeared thousands of years older than expected. These discoveries prove one important fact: ancient civilizations really can disappear beneath rising oceans and remain hidden for thousands of years. One theory gaining increasing attention involves the end of the last ice age approximately 12,000 years ago. During this period, global sea levels rose dramatically as enormous glaciers melted. Entire coastal regions that were once inhabited are now underwater. Some researchers believe that humanity may have developed advanced settlements along coastlines that were later submerged by catastrophic flooding. If such civilizations existed, evidence of them would likely lie hidden beneath modern oceans. There are also strange similarities between flood myths from cultures all around the world. Ancient civilizations from Mesopotamia, India, China, and the Americas all tell stories of massive floods destroying great societies. The biblical story of Noah's Ark may be the most famous example, but it is far from unique. Some historians believe these myths preserve memories of real catastrophic events that occurred as sea levels rose after the Ice Age. If multiple cultures retain fragments of these ancient disasters, perhaps Plato's Atlantis story was another surviving piece of that forgotten history. So, was Atlantis real? The honest answer is that nobody knows for certain. There is still no definitive proof, but there is also enough mystery to keep the question alive. What makes Atlantis so compelling is not merely whether the city existed, it is what the legend represents. Atlantis symbolizes lost knowledge, human ambition, the fragility of civilization, and the terrifying power of nature. It reminds us that even the greatest societies can vanish. And perhaps most importantly, it reminds us how much of our planet's history still remains hidden beneath the sea. As technology advances and more of the ocean floor is explored, we may one day uncover evidence that changes everything. Maybe Atlantis will finally be proven to have existed in some form. Or maybe it will remain humanity's greatest unsolved legend forever. But until every corner of the deep ocean has been explored, the mystery of Atlantis will continue to haunt our imagination, whispering the possibility that somewhere in the darkness below, an ancient lost city still waits to be found. Let me know in the comments section below, and thank you so much for watching.